So that's a little bit about the history of our house and beautiful land that surrounds the farm. If you want to join me, let's walk on over to the big barn and I'll tell you a little bit about that. In this big barn, this wasn't here. The original part of the barn was taken down, and that's to the left of the barn. You can see the original concrete that was back from the 1900 when this house was built. We added this barn, and it took a small army to get this brought up, and all of the walls were erected, about 20 people on each side, and this is what we ended up doing. Dad had a lot of tractors. His family was farmers, and he needed a lot of space. He had about 4 tractors, which we've had to get rid of, but this is just a small part of his man cave where he did all his fixing the tractors and, being able to look out and enjoy the beautiful view. The windows always were open and he could have room for all of his tools and all the accessories. So this was, a lot of people would, ask to store their items here, which he always had plenty of room to help somebody out. So in the summer, we had a lot of tomatoes out in the fields. So we had all the tomato cages, hundreds of them, and we would have to, have a place to put all that stuff. So this was a pride and joy, and Dad really took a lot of pride in it, and he kept his father's family wagon in here. It was so big. So a little bit about that, but let's go look at the bees. My dad, he was a beekeeper, and so that was one of his family traditions that he had back when he grew up on his farm in Greenfield. But my grandfather is the one who started this, and we have a lot of people that are doing the beekeeping, and this is just a small idea of what we would take care of. In the spring, you have to feed them the sugar water, and you're able to see the bees right here, right up close and personal. And right now is the time we're going to extract the honey. So back in the day with our honey extractors, we would have to extract the honey by hand. So we were constantly, gaining muscle, I should say. Now we have all the fancy stuff where you've got the extractor that's electric, and so that makes it a lot easier. But around on this side, you can see the bees going right into the home, and this is where all the bee frames are. So the bees are coming in, and they go and they gather their honey, and the worker bees, the girl bees, they're the ones who are always bringing the honey back. But we usually get hundreds and hundreds of pounds of honey, because usually this field is full of produce and vegetables, and they just go from flower to flower. So it's really kind of a cool family tradition. And we do have a cousin who's taking it over for us, so we're not going to lose Lud's field of honey. This here was that where the barn was. And there used to be a silo on the property too. Kind of a cool thing about the property too, if you look up and we kind of take a look at the family house, people would stop here at the property and say, hey, I was born in that house, or this was the addition. And one fella actually did bring pictures where you could see where they had the old cistern and the old farm doors that pulled up, and you could walk into the basement and see the old cistern where they gathered their water. And that's how they got their water to take care of things here on the farm. So this tree has been just like the apple of my father's eye, and it's a walnut tree. So every year these walnuts come dropping down on the ground. So we always took a lot of time to pick it up by hand, but now we have these fancy little machines, and you just roll it over and there it is. So that's one of the things that black walnuts, not only do the squirrels like it, but they're fantastic to eat and they are delicious. So Dad took a lot of time to go ahead and break those apart, let them dry out, and to go ahead and share all of his beautiful, meaty nuts from our walnuts tree. Well, thank you everybody for walking with us to take a look at this beautiful property that we've enjoyed so much in our family. We hope that somebody else finds this to be as much beauty and joy and are able to go ahead and continue on with the legacy that we once had and create your own. We're located here in Big Bend, Wisconsin. The address is South 96 West 22870, River Oaks Drive, right across with Silvercrest Lane, which was the original owner, Mrs. Silvers. Hope to see y'all soon. Thank you.